Sorry about that, babe.
What's up, guys? It's Cody K the Bear here, Bits and Glory, and I'm going to do something a little bit different. Usually when I do my pickups videos, it's video game related. From time to time over the last few years, I've incorporated some movies here and there, whether it be, 4K, Blu-ray, VHS, whatever the case may be. But this pickups video in particular is a little wild. So much so that I decided it would be in my best interest to do strictly a movie pickups video and separate it completely from my video games. In the future, it'll probably be back to being a combination of some sort, but for this one, strictly movies. And I typically focus on the horror, thriller, sci-fi front. Occasionally, you're going to have a few movies here and there. They're going to be, kind of like, all-time classics or dramas or whatever, but for the most part, it's like horror, sci-fi, thriller, and that type of stuff, so... quick disclaimer before we get started, you're probably going to be like, holy shit, where, why, how did you get so many? Well, Black Friday sales were absolutely ridiculous on places like Amazon and Best Buy and Walmart and stuff like that. So I took advantage of that. Also, you guys know that I get Amazon rewards points, a considerable amount every month because I use my credit card to buy basically everything, which usually racks up anywhere between $40 to $80 a month on average in just rewards. So I had that going into November, and then because of all of this shopping and then Christmas shopping, early Christmas shopping, I racked up a ton of rewards points at the very beginning of December, which allowed me to get even more stuff. On top of that, I got a pretty good Christmas bonus. I also got some early gifts from my wife and family, so that's why you're going to see the amount of stuff that you're going to see, and it's going to be nuts. I'm not going to do my normal editing for this, just because it would probably take me way too long and probably not worth the effort, if I'm being honest with you. But I just wanted to give you a little bit of a background as to how and why I got so much stuff. Obviously, on top of everything that I just said, I also treated myself quite a bit, obviously because of the bonus, so... without any further rambling, let's get started. I don't have any rhyme or reason here, I just have gigantic piles. I'll do a little bit of editing, but I'm not going to do my normal stuff where I pop things up over here all the time. Instead, I'll put the actual movies over there, so... Alright, and like I said, I got these from various places: Amazon, Best Buy, Walmart, Grove.com, Mercari, eBay, all across the board. Tons of deals. Crazy deals. So let's get started. First, we have the Universal Classics monsters. We got Dracula, Frankenstein, the Invisible Man, and the Wolfman. I've seen the upscales on these compared to the Blu-rays, and they're pretty good. Now, one thing I did want to mention, I don't have an insane 4K Ultra HDR type setup in the house. Pretty bare minimum, but you still could notice the difference. I do, at some point, hopefully next year, hope to get a really good OLED TV to watch these on, but I do have 4K player, I do have 4K Ultra HDR TV, so you can notice the difference. It's just not quite the same across the board, like if I had some Uber setup, despite how much stuff you're gonna see here, I'm not fucking loaded. So anyway, very happy to add these, because prior to this, the only format that I had all these types of movies on were DVD, so it's a massive upgrade for me. Very happy to get this. And we got some more. Now we got The Mummy, Creature from the Black Lagoon, Phantom of the Opera, and The Bride of Frankenstein. So really not much to be said there. I guess I could have showed you guys the back. You get the cool artwork there from the posters. Good stuff. 4 times sharper than full HD. How about that? I believe I got these ones on Grove, and I was utilizing some Black Friday sales as well as 20% off when you sign up and free shipping. So bam, great stuff. Next is an upgrade of a movie Blu-ray that I already had as part of a 2-pack originally, and I don't think the second one's out on 4K yet, and I will get that when it does come out eventually. Looking like I got the classic Amazon treatment. By the way, guys, you buy stuff on Amazon and you're a condition whore, so to speak, be careful, because I would say probably 1 out of every 5 or 6 4Ks that I've ordered on there have been sort of messed up in some way, shape, or form. This one's okay. It's got a little bit of a ripple and a little bit of damage, but I'm not going to cry about it. And that's Home Alone. What's there to be said? Right now, as of the day of this recording, I think it's December 6th or 7th. We're in the holiday season. Our family watches this every Thanksgiving night, actually. But I also plan on watching it around Christmas time. It's my favorite Christmas movie, by far. Loved it as a kid, loved it as a adolescent teen, loved it in my adult years, and I think I will continue to love and watch this movie every single year. It's just perfect. This one is better than the sequel, in my opinion. Pretty sure that's, you know, probably commonplace, but sequel's still good, but this one still reigns supreme. And now you're going to start seeing me veer off into some really weird territories out of nowhere, so get ready. Here we have The Black Cat from Arrow, so this is a Blu-ray. This is a Lucio Fulci movie. I've not seen it, so this is kind of a blind purchase, part of the Black Friday blowout sale. I think I actually got this on Amazon. It was the same price as it was through Arrow's website, but obviously free shipping plus more rewards points from Amazon was a pretty clear, you know, that's where I was going to buy it from sort of thing. Arrived in good shape, still sealed. Obviously, I got to get around to watching all these. You're going to see lots of these that are still sealed because I kind of put them away before my pickups videos. But I love Fulci movies. I've never seen this one. I'm very eager to see it. Alright, moving on across the spectrum, if you will. We have 4K Universal Soldier, Jean-Claude Van Damme, and Dolph Lundgren. I haven't seen this movie since I was a kid, probably sometime in the mid to late 90s. Again, this was on sale. Aside from horror, sci-fi, thrillers, you know, and quote-unquote good movies, I do appreciate some 80s and 90s action movies, and this is, you know, right up that alley, so to speak, so couldn't say no. Next is a upgrade over a Blu-ray that I had. I didn't have like the top of the line Blu-ray for this, so this will be a massive upgrade. Although I have seen some comparison videos. A lot of the upgrades, I guess, between Blu-ray and 4K is sort of up to you. You may think it looks better on Blu-ray. Some people think it looks better on 4K. I think in general, the colors and the blacks and all that kind of stuff are more rich in 4K. So yeah, anyway. Definitely a different take compared to the Blu-rays that I've seen. And that's Friday the 13th. Everything is definitely much darker and grittier, different tone to the looks of the movie. I have to watch it myself. I will say this, that in general, I'm not a huge fan of the Friday the 13th series. I'm actually not a huge fan of slashers in general. I think they kind of are a little meh. They get a little tiresome, especially when the series go on and on and on. I do prefer Friday the 13th over Halloween in general, though. I will say that. So I am happy to add this to the collection in 4K, and yes, I am a sucker, and at some point when the other movies come out in 4K, I'll get those as well. We can only hope that we get Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X in 4K if they aren't out already. Next is definitely one of my favorite movies of all time. I had the Blu-ray for this. I actually never opened the Blu-ray, so I might try to sell that for a few bucks. I got the 4K upgrade here for Army of Darkness, which is part of the Evil Dead trilogy. Evil Dead 1, 2, and then Army of Darkness. For those of you that don't know, which you probably already do, Army of Darkness is the last one in the trilogy, and it's more of a comedic take on things. Not that Evil Dead 1 and 2 didn't have, you know, bits of humor littered throughout, clearly, but Army of Darkness takes it to a new level. I really, really enjoy it. I can kind of see maybe this rubbing some people the wrong way, but in my opinion, this is actually the best of the three. I don't know if that's controversial or not, but I enjoy this one the most. Lots of funny lines that end up getting used in Duke Nukem, actually. Borrow some lines from Army of Darkness as well as They Live. Probably other stuff as well, but anyway, continuing on here. This is a movie I've actually never seen before, and it was kind of tempting me for weeks and weeks on sale on Amazon, and then I figured, you know what, fuck it, let's get it. And that is The Funhouse, which is, I believe, directed by Tobe Hooper. Obviously, you have Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Poltergeist fame. I've heard that this is a really, really good-looking 4K. I really know nothing about this movie. For the most part, I'm going to be going in blind to this, and I'm really looking forward to watching it. Next is a movie that not only I enjoy, but my wife enjoys as well. Occasionally, like these days, I try to hold out for 4Ks when I can, because I know most of them are coming. But I'll still get some Blu-rays here and there, especially if it's a good release. In this case, it's a good release, and I'm kind of hoping that the 4K doesn't come out for a little while at the very least, but couldn't hold off any longer. And that's Night of the Demons, just a classic 80s horror movie. I don't really know how else to describe it without, you know, going over a complete synopsis, which I can't really do because we're already 10 minutes in, and my god, this will probably be like an hour-long video. So, I'm very happy to add this, and I know the wife will be happy too. Next is one that I got for like $4 or something. It's definitely one of my favorite movies from one of my favorite directors. Got it for the family, especially to watch around Christmas time. And that's Edward Scissorhands. Really not much to be said there. If you don't know anything about this movie, you've probably been living under a rock. It's definitely one of my favorites. Love all the colors. I'm a big Tim Burton guy. I love Edward Scissorhands, Batman, Batman Returns, Beetlejuice, Big Fish, blah, 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 blah. Goes on and on. Big fan of his work. Definitely one of my favorite directors. So. Next is one that my wife and I watched kind of on a whim a few years ago, and we ended up really, really enjoying, and this was also incredibly cheap on Amazon, like, I don't know, $6, $5, something like that. Figured I would get it on Blu-ray. Don't think it's out on 4K yet. That is As Above, So Below. Not a huge fan of found footage movies, but when they're done well, I do enjoy them, and this is one that I feel is done very well. Enjoyed it way more than I thought I would. And there's a scene early in the movie, early-ish in the movie. It's maybe a few seconds long, and they don't really, like, go into it as much, but it's, like, involving a cult. It's, like, one of the creepiest quick scenes I've ever seen in a movie. And if you watch it, you probably know what I'm talking about. In general, though, good movie. Enjoyed it. Now I got it in physical form. I'm happy about that. Next is, don't know if the other ones are going to be in here. I think the third one in this original trilogy, I had to do a return, and it's not here yet because it arrived in horrible shape. Can't even describe how bad it was. And it was new. This is Rambo First Blood Part 2. Gotta love the naming conventions. First Blood, Rambo First Blood Part 2, Rambo 3, I believe, are the naming conventions. They don't really make any sense. I will admit that Part 2 and Part 3 are nowhere near as good as First Blood. First Blood is, like, legitimately, like, a sick movie. Part 2 and Part 3 you start veering off into the cheesy 80s action movies. I haven't seen them in a long time, though. I definitely need to give them a review here in 4K, which would be pretty nice. Couldn't say no to the price. That's basically, I would say almost everything here I couldn't say no to the price. If these things were overpriced, I wouldn't have bought them. Okay, next stack, a Christmas classic that both my wife and I enjoy, can't speak. That's Black Christmas. I believe this just came out from Shout Factory / Scream Factory on 4K. Classic Margot Kidder, just a very great suspenseful, I guess slasher movie in a sense. I've never seen the remake, but I love this one, the original. Also, I believe, didn't, like, Bob Clark, is that his name that made this? Trying to find it. Yes, produced and directed by Bob Clark. And didn't he do A Christmas Story as well? Isn't that pretty funny? Could be wrong there, but I believe he did. Really, really like this one. Definitely gonna watch this with the wife in the next few weeks. Next is one that was literally like $3, and I heard that it was actually a good movie. Copycat, starring Sigourney Weaver. I believe it's more of like a thriller movie from the 90s. It was super duper cheap, and I've been wanting to see it because I heard about it on like various forums and stuff over the years. Sure, I'll get some good 90s thrill out of it, no pun intended. Next were some, whatchamacall, what's the, Vestron, right? Is that their name? Yes. Vestron videos that were on sale on Amazon. Grabbed a few. We got Little Monsters here. I haven't seen this one since I was a kid. So, pretty eager to watch this one again. Like a broken record, but the prices were right on these, so couldn't say no. Next is a movie that I've not seen yet by David Cronenberg, which is Shivers. This one's been on Amazon and on sale for like years, it seems. I remember looking at this one last year and the price stayed around like $10 flat. And like I said, between the rewards points and some bonuses and stuff, now was the time. Don't really know anything about it, but eager to watch it. And continuing on here, we got Earth Girls Are Easy, which is like a comedy, pseudo-sci-fi movie. I feel like I've seen this back in the day. Gina Davis, Jim Carrey, and what's this, Damon Wayans is in it, right? I heard it's like not great, and like if I did see it, it was so long ago that I don't really have like a good gauge on it whether or not it is good. But price was right, couldn't say no. Continuing on here, we got Francis Ford Coppola, Dementia 13. I've seen bits of this movie over the years, but I've never actually watched the whole thing. And as you could probably assume, part of the same type of sale with the discounts. Figured, you know what? Now's the time, right? So let's get it done. Next, this is going to seem funny because the other two haven't arrived yet. But we got, I always thought it was just called The Godfather 3, but I guess it's The Godfather Coda, The Death of Michael Corleone. This one arrived first. I have Godfather 1 and 2 coming as well, but that was with no rush shipping, which allows me to get like digital movies basically for free if you do enough of those. So, have actually never seen this. I heard it's not very good. It probably isn't very good compared to the first two, but I wanted to get the trilogy, so we got the trilogy. Alright, and continuing on here, I just have to actually split up this video into two videos because there's just literally so much. I don't want to kill you guys. Or my arm. My arm's actually getting tired from holding these up. So we got about, I don't know, 8 or 9 more to go through, I think. First up, we got another release from Arrow Video. I actually watched this about 2 or 3 years ago on Amazon Prime. Slugs. Very entertaining. Overall story, you could probably just assume essentially killer mutant slugs running rampant in a town/city. I remember getting a lot of enjoyment out of this, and I was like, you know what? It's on sale. I gotta get this. So I did. Another movie by David Cronenberg, is it his most famous? I don't know, I guess that's up for debate. Either his most famous or his second most famous. And that's Scanners. And this is, I believe this is Criterion, right? Yep, Criterion Collection. I don't know when this was released. If this was part of like a box set or something, because most Criterion Collection Blu-rays and DVDs come in pretty distinct, bigger, clear cases, but very happy to add this. I watched this actually for the first time about 2 years ago, year and a half ago maybe, and I really enjoyed it. And now I got it on Blu-ray, so I'm very happy about that. And next, we are getting into a few box sets. We have the Indiana Jones 4 movie 4K collection. Really not much to be said here. If you don't know anything about Indiana Jones, you probably should. I haven't seen these movies in a long time either. Price was right. This was very low for 4 movies. It was like literally, I think, 30 bucks or 25 bucks or something. I was like, all right, you got me. I'm glad that I held off because I actually almost got this on Blu-ray, or at least a 3-movie collection a couple years ago. But this ended up being cheaper than that was, and it's in better quality. And kind of speaking of that, another series that I was thinking about getting on Blu-ray a while ago, held off, and now I got the 4-film collection for a very good price, around the same price. And that's The Matrix. I've never seen the new one. I heard the new one kind of sucks, but like I didn't really buy it for the new one. We were actually trying to watch this in November, but unfortunately it didn't get here until December. We were doing like sci-fi fantasy month in November. But hey, you know, better late than never, right? So. Next, it looks like we have a couple of gets from Mercari. Looks like they're kind of spread out, though. I don't really know. I believe this is Vinegar Syndrome Deadline, because when I was going on for my personal Vinegar Syndrome Black Friday haul, I think this was a movie that I thought about getting. Is this Vinegar Syndrome? Yes, it is. It's Vinegar Syndrome. How's it the slipcover? I'm not a big slipcover guy. I pretty much take them off when I put them on the shelves, and then I store them somewhere else, but this is part of a Mercari lot that I got for a very, very good price. Shout out to that seller. I can't remember your username, but if you know, you know. Yeah, don't really know much about it. For those of you that don't know much about Vinegar Syndrome, for the most part, they kind of put out like very low budget, borderline, if not cheesy, movies. For the most part, they do have some bigger releases like Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 4K, Roadhouse 4K, so on and so forth, but most of them are pretty enjoyable, schlocky horror movies, which it looks like this is another Vinegar Syndrome if I remember correctly. Yep, and this is probably fits that bill exactly. And that's Hobgoblins, which was also from the same seller on Mercari. It almost looks like some sort of like, I don't know, knockoff of the Gremlins / Critters, you know, that type of stuff. I've never seen this before, and I got it using that new feature on Mercari where you can lot things together, and I was like, alright, gotta do it, so I did it. Alright guys, couple more here. This one actually arrived today. This was like $6, $7, don't really know. And that's Terminator Dark Fate on 4K. Sorry if you heard that, my cats are going crazy. So don't know anything about this movie, I'll be honest with you guys. I've never seen a Terminator outside of Terminator 2. I love the first and I love the second, and then I kind of just dropped off with the series. Now I heard, yes, James Cameron did this. I heard that this is essentially Terminator 3, or could be looked at as Terminator 3. I think there's been some discussion on the internets as to which one do you like better. Do you like actual Terminator 3, or do you like this one more? Now it's funny, because I would have thought that people would like this one more, but I guess a lot of people enjoy Terminator 3 after the fact. I remember when that movie came out, I'm pretty sure it got a lot of criticism and hate. I've still never seen it. I would like to see it at some point, but I do got this one, so we'll see how this is. Arm is getting tired, guys. Couple more to go. One, really not much to say about it. Wonderful collection. Very excited and happy that I got it. Price was really, really good on eBay, surprisingly. Had a coupon for it, so got it for way under market value, especially compared to Amazon. And that is the Batman 4-film collection, 89 to 97. So that includes Batman, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, and Batman and Robin. Batman and Batman Returns are obviously the best movies of the bunch. Batman Forever is a gigantic step down from those two. And then Batman and Robin is technically horrible, but if you look at it as a comedy and a shitty, schlocky movie, then you will get some enjoyment out of it, especially because of Arnold's Mr. Freeze, which is unfortunate at the same time, because Mr. Freeze deserves a better limelight performance, you know, in the actual movies. As much as Arnold's performance is fucking hilarious, it would be nice if we got a real, like, dramatic Mr. Freeze movie, but the closest we basically got to that, in my opinion, was the animated series and I guess the video games, but it is what it is. Next is still, believe it or not, the only movie that I've seen in this series. I love it to death. Maybe that's why I haven't seen any other movies. But this was another, like, $8 4K that I was like, okay, well, this is a classic, can't pass this up. And that's Jurassic Park. What's there really to be said about Jurassic Park? Wonderful blockbuster movie, one of my favorite movies of all time ever since I was a kid. Still haven't seen The Lost World or 3 or any of the new ones. Don't really care to, eventually I will at some point. I heard none of them are as good as this. Clearly, you can probably guess that, you know, without even really watching anything. But couldn't say no to this price. I last owned this on DVD, so massive upgrade there. Alright, couple more for this video, guys. Thank you for staying tuned all this way. We have another Arrow video production here, and that's Creepshow 2. Is Creepshow 2 as good as the first? No, it's not, in my opinion, but it's a very worthy entry into the anthology series. In my opinion, actually, I mean, it's really good. There's only 3 tales in this one, if I remember correctly. Yeah, Old Chief Woodenhead, The Raft, and The Hitchhiker. They're actually all pretty good. The Hitchhiker's pretty creepy. The Raft is really good. I love The Raft. That might be actually my favorite Creepshow tale. I've never seen Creepshow 3 or anything like that, but was super happy to add this in Blu-ray. I actually don't think I own this in any format, so that's really cool. I still need to get, like, the Blu-ray of Creepshow 1, but maybe I'm holding out hope for a 4K there. Who knows? I don't know how that works. I feel like a lot of, well, I guess not a lot of Romero movies, or do they? Are there really many Romero movies out on 4K right now? I know Night of the Living Dead got a Criterion 4K. Dawn of the Dead had a lot of weird shit going on with it, where it's like only like European, I think it's like a European Blu-ray. I don't know, I digress. Let's get to the last two movies here. This was another one from Arrow Video, but it was on sale on Amazon, so I got it there. Know nothing about it. Girls' Night Out. Looks like it's a slasher movie, you know, where some guy's killing a bunch of girls. Probably either they're out or they're in, who knows. But it looks like there's some weird, like, bear suit action going on, and I read reviews for this, and people said that they were pleasantly surprised, so that should be interesting. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. And then the last one for this pickups video, guys. This is a personal favorite of mine. I haven't seen it in probably about 4 years. It's very similar in ways to Maniac, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. Actually came out around the same time, within it less than a year of each other. I can't remember which one came out first off the top of my head. One thing's funny to note, the main character of this movie is actually in The Sopranos as Patsy Parisi. And that's Don't Go in the House, which is a very freaking just dark, gritty, at times cheesy. I would liken this movie to maybe Maniac plus Psycho plus just some guy being a pyromaniac. It's interesting to say the least. All I'm going to say, if you like any of those movies, give this one a check. Pretty good. Looks like it came out on Severn Video. This is 4K, I believe? Or is it Blu-ray? I don't know. Looks like it's just Blu-ray. We're just rocking the black case. And that's fine. Another reason I hate slipcovers, guys, I go to put the slipcover on, and it bends the fucking plastic. Anyway, I do highly recommend this one. This is like low-key, like one of my favorite horror movies. But hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. Like I said, a little bit of a departure from my channel, although I am trying to sneak some more of this type of content in because it is, you know, something that I care about. If you did like the video, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys with another pickups video soon. What am I, Sean Connery now? I've been watching too much Highlander. See you guys later.